Okay, guys, let's talk about Manchester United. We'll talk about Eric Ten Hag. We'll also talk about yeah, the latest news on Manchester United because it looks like Manchester United have gotten their new coach. Now, as you know, United have sacked Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag has been sacked, and it looks like they have gotten their new coach. Now, for Eric Ten Hag, I mean, I feel like this is what Manchester United fans wanted. They wanted the coach to be sacked. But first of all, guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Blue Point TV. Right. For Eric Ten Hag, I feel like he was supposed to have been sacked long time. For me, they were supposed to have sacked him even last season. Last season, maybe after the ending of the season, even if he won the FA Cup, I feel like they have supposed to have sacked Eric Ten Hag because I feel like last season was very, very poor for Manchester United. Obviously, the position that they finishing eighth, Manchester United finishing eighth, that's really bad for a club like Manchester United, and also the performance of the club, of the team. When you watch them play, there is no pattern of play, there is no identity on how Manchester United or how the team should be playing. So for me, that alone is sackable. And when you watch them play last season, they don't really control games. If you watch in terms of goals scored and goals conceded for Manchester United last season, they were -3 or thereabout for the team. That's to tell you how poor Manchester United should be having plus numbers of goals, not minus numbers of goals. Even now, already they have minus. So I feel like all of this is on the coach because I think the players that they have are not that bad. Yes, I feel like some of their players are not at the level for me, but I still think they still have some very good players. So for me, sacking Eric Ten Hag, this is what should have been like. They are supposed to have done this for a long time because I don't think he's good enough to uh, manage Manchester United. Yes, he has won some trophies for the club, which is a good thing. But at the same time, on the long run, I don't think he's good enough to manage a club like Manchester United based on what we are seeing, how he's managing the club. Even sometimes him and players falling out and things like that. So for Big, it's good. I feel like it's a good thing that that they have sacked him, because he hasn't been good enough. Now we'll talk about the coach that looks like will be the Manchester United coach because according to the report, Fabrizio Romano also said, here we go on Ruben Amorim, the Sporting Lisbon coach. It looks like he will be the next Manchester United coach. Now, for me, Ruben Amorim, for me, I don't really know the coach that well. Like, I don't really know because I haven't really followed Sporting Lisbon on how they are playing. But it looks like he's a very good coach. Premier League club have been linking the coach. Liverpool, before they got an onslaught, they tried to, get Amorim, but that did not happen. Chelsea, I think, even before they signed Enzo Maresca, I think they went for Amorim as well, but that did not also happen. West Ham, I think, wanted to sign the coach, but it did not happen before they signed their current coach. So Premier League club have been coming for the coach, and also Manchester City. There was talk already, reports saying if whenever Pep leaves City, he will be the coach that they will go for to replace Pep Guardiola. That's to tell you there's something about the coach. There's something about the coach. So yeah, it looks like Manchester United have agreed with Sporting Lisbon to pay his release clause, which is around, according to the report, around 10 million euros to pay his release clause. And yeah, he will look like he will be the next Manchester United coach. Now, for the coach, it will be interesting to see how he will manage this Manchester United team. And the coach is like this season, he has started the season very well in Portugal with Sporting Lisbon. According to the report, saying he has won nine games. I don't know if it's like 9 league games already on in all competition. 9, I'm not sure, but the report is saying he has won 9 games. Maybe it's 9 league games he has won already in Portugal. So if it is 9 league games, obviously that alone will tell you that he's a very good coach. But the Portuguese league, for me, the Portuguese league and and the Premier League is different, right? There's no way you compare the Portuguese league and the Premier League because in Portugal, I feel like they have 3, top club in Portugal where you have Benfica, you have FC Porto, and then Sporting Lisbon. These 3 clubs for me are the biggest clubs in Portugal. While in England, you have so many top football clubs that spends money. You have Manchester United, you have Chelsea, you have Manchester City, you have Liverpool, you have Arsenal, you have Tottenham, you have Newcastle, you have Aston Villa, West Ham. All of these clubs spend money, and the league have so many top coaches and so many good players. Whichever players or player that Manchester United can sign, can buy, Chelsea have the money to pay to buy that same player. Arsenal have the money, Liverpool have the money, City have the money. These clubs, they have the money. But for in Portugal, I think it's just these three clubs. So the way he's performing in Portugal, maybe there will be no surprise, knowing that he's a good coach and knowing that he's managing one of the top club in Portugal. We will expect him to perform because, well, one, he's a good coach, and secondly, I feel like there's no much challenge in the Portuguese league. Obviously, he has managed in Europa League, done, he hasn't done bad in Europa League. He's now in the Champions League with Sporting Lisbon. I think they are not doing bad as well in the Champions League. So there's things that you can see to say that he maybe possibly will do well for Manchester United. But at the same time, you can flip it to say, when Manchester United signed Erik ten Hag was just like him in terms of people we are talking about Erik ten Hag and how good he is as a coach when he was managing in Holland with Ajax. Now, I feel like it's the same thing because I feel like the Portuguese league and the Dutch league, for me, is kind of the same level. In terms of, in the Dutch league as well, you have Ajax, which is the biggest club for me. In Holland, you have PSV, you have Feyenoord. For me, I feel like these three clubs are, for me, the biggest clubs in the Dutch league. Just like we have in Portugal, you have Benfica, you have FC Porto, you have Sporting Lisbon. I feel like in the Dutch league, if Ajax doesn't win the league, PSV will. If PSV doesn't win the league, Feyenoord. These three clubs, one of them are the one that's always win the leagues, just like in Portugal. FC Porto, Sporting Lisbon, or Benfica, one of them always win the leagues. So why it's not, for me, it's not like that in obviously it's not like that in the Premier League. That's the reason why Erik ten Hag is struggling, because in England, in the Premier League, we have so many good coaches in the Premier League, and we have so many very good clubs that spend money in the Premier League. Maybe that's the reason why Erik ten Hag is struggling with Manchester United, because of how competitive the league is. So I don't know if I would say it's giving me the same vibe in terms of Erik ten Hag was like him, doing well in the Champions League, taking Ajax to the semi-final, beating Real Madrid in the Champions League, winning the league, I think 2 times in a row with Ajax, playing good football. We shouldn't forget this same Erik ten Hag that in Manchester United, it looks like there's no system, there's no pattern of play. When he was the coach for Ajax, he has a system. That was the reason why United went for him. He has a clear pattern of play, playing exciting, attacking football. But then he came to Manchester United, it wasn't like that. He wasn't playing the kind of football that they thought they would get from him. So maybe the league was the problem for Erik ten Hag. So getting Ruben Amorim now, I mean, I don't know if it's that same feeling of the Portuguese league doing very well in Portugal, and then coming to England, to the Premier League, where you have so many top clubs and so many top coaches, even some of the smaller clubs in England, they have some very good coaches. Fulham is an example. I feel like the Fulham coach is a very good coach. The Brentford coach is also a very good coach. So in Premier League, even the smaller clubs, they have some very good coaches. You can see even the Bournemouth coach, for me, is also a very good coach. All these coaches, even if they are not managing the top six clubs, they are very good coaches as well. Tactically they can match the coaches that are managing the top clubs. So it will be interesting to see how Amorim will do or will perform as a coach, for Manchester United, because it looks like he will be the next Manchester United coach. Now, as you know, on Sunday, I think United will be playing against Chelsea. Chelsea will be going away to Old Trafford to play against Manchester United. And I don't know if the feeling, like, for me, I feel like if maybe Erik ten Hag will be there managing Manchester United, I think Chelsea still are the favourites for me in terms of performance, in terms of how the two teams have been performing this season. I still think whichever coach that will be the Manchester United coach, I still think Chelsea will be the favourite. But maybe now that ten Hag will not be the coach for Manchester United on that day, the feeling might change in terms of the performance from the Manchester United team, the Manchester United players, knowing that they have a new coach, they want to impress the new coach. So I don't know if it will be a difficult game. I'm feeling like it might be a difficult game for Chelsea, knowing that it's not Erik Ten Hag that will be there. Obviously, that game, maybe Amorim might not even be the coach for Manchester United on that day. Maybe it might not be the coach for Manchester United on that day. Maybe it might be Ruben as the interim manager, interim coach that day, interim coach that day for Manchester United. Even if it is Ruud van Nistelrooy, I still think maybe the game might be not as easy if Erik Ten Hag was to be, the Manchester United coach. But yeah, the feeling is I'm feeling like it might be, maybe a difficult game for Chelsea if Erik Ten Hag will not be the coach again, which he will not be the coach on that day for Manchester United. But then, yeah, Ruben Amorim, we will see how he will perform in Manchester United in the Premier League, because the Premier League for me is much more difficult, challenging than the Portuguese league. So it will be interesting to see how he will perform, because people have been talking that he's a very good coach. Obviously, clubs have been linking, top clubs have been trying to sign him. So yeah, so let's see how this one will go. Ruben Amorim to Manchester United, according to Fabrizio Romano. Here we go. So your thought, your opinion on the new coach coming to Manchester United, and also Erik Ten Hag being sacked, as the coach of Manchester United. So what's your thought? What's your feeling on that one? You let me know. And also, guys, please, if you're watching the video, subscribe to the channel Blue Point TV. Like the video as well. If you're also on Facebook, follow the channel Blue Point TV. Like the video. Also share the video. It's really important. Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Well, I see you again. Bye.